Welcome back to the show. Now we're getting to our review of the Batman. And to start with the overview, Batman is a 2022 American superhero film based on the DC Comics character Batman, directed by Matt Reeves from a screenplay wrote with Peter Craig. It's obviously a reboot of the Batman, a film franchise produced by DC Films. Robert Pattinson was the new Batman. Also had Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, Jeffrey Wright, John Turturro, Colin Farrell. It's stack cast. I'm always into movies with
Oh yeah,
stack cast, and this
yeah.
this one has it. The film sees Batman in his second year fighting crime in Gotham City, uncover corruption with ties to his own family while pursuing the Riddler, played by Paul Dano, a mysterious serial killer targeting the city's elite. And this film, a film I really like a lot. I had a budget of 185 to 200 million,
Mhm.
772.3 million, 85% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Super long film. When it first came out, I
Yeah,
remember how many people
yeah.
criticized how long the film was. They said, "Oh my goodness, like this should not be this long." I was like, I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I
Like the
think
film,
the
yeah,
pacing's
yeah,
immaculate.
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
hits all the beats it needs to.
yeah. I kind of go. I kind of wanted to start off with your initial thoughts when you first saw it, and even when you recently watched it again.
Well, first time I saw it, I loved it. Like I'm not going to ignore that. Like it was definitely a spectacle in a
Oh yeah.
different sense. Like this Batman is far more a detective than just beating guys up. And you
Mhm.
get that. Like you get some really great like brutal action
Great brutal
scenes.
scene. It's like hard hitting. Like I remember when I first watched, I was like, this is even
Yeah.
harder hitting than Dark Knight. It was like I felt like the punches.
hmm
Like it
hmm
was hard.
But what I thoroughly enjoyed was that given this is a year two story, it's a lot of him. He screws up. Like my one of my favorite bits is when he goes after the penguin, and we are so thankful for that because we get one of the best scenes in the movie. And he fails. He gets it wrong because he's still like becoming who he needs to be. That's what the story is about. And a lot of that is seeing him as a detective, piecing things together, and again, not always getting it right.
Yeah. That's this like I was watching it earlier today and I was like, this feels like a detective movie in certain aspects
hmm
more because you have like, you got Jeffrey Wright in there and he's a great one of my favorite actors. Like he's so good at what he does. He was in the Hunger Games. I love what he did in the Hunger Games. Like he's so good at being like that analytical guy who's trying to like peel
Yeah,
behind the
yeah.
layers. And I was like, he's a perfect detective. He's absolutely perfect. He fits that role
hmm
like very nicely. Like was there any particular like what did you think about his role? Because I honestly that's one of my favorite characters in this film because I thought he really fit like brought a good element to it.
I mean, definitely added to the world, like really grounding it. Because as you see, like it's all of those, like it's all the small shots, it's all the seedy shots.
Yes.
Like it's all of the very clearly getting down into it. It's being at the police station. It's interrogating Penguin after the fact. Like it is all of those little things that add to your buy-in
Hmm.
as a viewer.
Yes.
And his performance really adds to that effect.
It really does, man. It's so good to me. And I wanted to get to our first topic from 1 to 4 stars. What would you give it? I go with 4. I think it's a great film. I think it's a really good
Mhm.
film. I think it's again, it's not my favorite Batman movie ever or my top one, but it's so gritty. It's such a gritty movie, and I'm like, I like the dark. It feels like one of the
Mhm.
darkest. I told my brother when I first, I was like, this feels like one of the darkest Gothams that they ever created. Like it really feels like you're in Gotham. Like this is like actually feels
Mhm.
gripping, and like I think you have from the Penguin, which I'm like. I've been super busy this year, but when I get some time, I'm gonna start watching The Penguin, watch
No,
that show.
I'm like it just recently came out on disc, so I'm
Yeah,
holding out for it
I-
until I
I'm
find some time.
I'm like that's the thing. I'm just because I'm like I can't wait to dive into that. I feel like that's gonna be a really really good
Mm-hmm.
show. So I'm gonna get into that. Um, so like what from 1 to 4 stars? I know this is your first time being on a review, but like what would be your rating for it?
It's 4 stars. It's great all the way around. It's an original story. It's a grounded setting.
Yeah,
All of the performances are just phenomenal.
it's so
And
good.
I really gotta lay on like it's the setting, like it's the genre of it.
Yes, the
Like
setting
it's
is I
from
when
the
I
opening monologue that just
it's so
immediately
nice.
grabs you.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
so nice.
remember, like I actually pulled it out. We're gonna be really dramatic here because you
Oh yeah,
got the
do it,
shelf right
please
behind
do
me.
it.
So I literally pulled out Batman Year One because
Yes.
the director said this was one of the books that he like based his idea of Gotham on.
Oh please, I
And
love this.
no,
I
like it's
love this.
all of the dark
Flipping
and
the
gritty
pages.
colors. I mean, like, literally going through it. But there's some really
Yeah.
great shots of Gotham throughout that when watching the movie, no, it's not a one-to-one thing. It shouldn't be a one-to-one
Shouldn't.
thing.
No. Mm,
But I think what sets the movie apart is like, yes, they have all these grounded ideas, like it's a detective movie, like it's a thriller,
mm.
but the cinematography, I don't think there's a
Effortless.
single shot that directly comes from a comic book. Not any of the ones that he said he was inspired by,
Mm,
but I swear almost any single shot throughout the movie, whether it's the lighting or it's the framing or the lenses that they use,
mm.
you can take that shot and throw it into any one of these Batman comic books and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
At all.
That is an incredible skill.
Like it's this movie is just so I don't care that it's 3 hours. I don't care because it's like if it's this good, if you're giving me something this good, I will
Hmm.
watch it. I will watch it that long. Like there are movies that are super long and they're super like, I have it
Hmm.
behind me. You see it behind me, Goodfellas. Goodfellas is three
Yep.
hours. I
Yep.
watch it every week. Like if it's on TV, I'm gonna
That's
watch it.
fair.
Like you know what I mean? Like if it's good,
That's because we're eating. Like it's immaculate. Like it's good
that's
stuff.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's a full meal. The next topic we have favorite character. For me, I really like the Riddler. I really like what the Riddler did in this movie because
Hmm.
Paul Dano he made it like it was like this more thought provoking. It wasn't like a Jim Carrey like where it's just goofy and it's like kind of like
Hmm.
like one of those. It felt like very it felt very layered. Felt very layered. Paul Dano is an amazing actor. What he did in the movie, I don't know if you've seen the movie Prisoners with Hugh Jackman. Like he's exceptional to me.
Right. Right.
Who's your favorite character overall?
Well, if we're going to talk about the Riddler, I want to talk less about his performance and more about the writing.
Oh yeah, please, please,
Because
please.
Paul Dano is certainly incredible, no doubt about that. I don't even know if I would say there's a bad performance in this movie.
There's not.
But when you talk about like he's such a layered character, it's because this is a new original story. It's not an adaptation of any one of the comic books Matt Reeves said he was inspired by. But when you see the Riddler, like what you see is far right radicalization.
Mhm.
It's male loneliness. It's being left behind by
Male
your city, by your
loneliness.
state,
Such a
by
great
your
point.
government, which is where we end the movie.
Yeah.
Like it is in Batman's character, like how he decides who he wants to be. It's at the beginning where he fights the guys off the train,
Hmm.
and
One of the best
how does he
scenes.
introduce himself? It's a great opening.
It's
It's
such.
immediately, it's not I'm Batman, I'm vengeance.
Yeah. I was
And
like,
throughout
I
the
was locked in from
movie,
the jump. I was locked in. I was like, oh yeah, I'm in.
yeah, but throughout the movie, he keeps doing this because he thinks he owes it to his parents. Like it's just a basic family drama. Because don't we all have those family issues? That's just how life works.
Yeah.
But then it comes back around to bite him, where the Riddler tells him, "Well, I'm working with you," and then he's fighting these militia guys who have all been similarly radicalized, and he gets the one guy on the ground, and he's almost like the bad guy's almost getting confused, like, "Well, who are you?" Like, "Well, I'm vengeance. I'm you." Isn't
Yes.
just that the Riddler is so far gone that he's also confused as all these other people where
Yeah,
Batman
man.
says he's trying to inspire people to lift his city up, he is doing it in clearly all of the wrong ways.
Every wrong way possible you can think of, he's doing it that way. It's just it's
And those are
insane, man.
things we see today.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Riddler, what his confession is meant to be a school shooter manifesto.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to say about this
Like,
movie. Like
I
this is like
mean,
a
like that's
real
the grounded stuff that
yeah,
immediately gets
real
at
drama.
you.
Real life drama.
Yeah.
Real life. That's what that's what that's what makes this movie so incredible. It's like they're tapping into things that we actually see on a day-to-day basis in society. I was like,
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
is a real man. This is a real movie. Um for memorable scenes, that's another topic we have. I kind of some of the ones I had was Batman escaping the GCPD building, Catwoman versus Carmine,
Yes,
Falcon. I want to say, man, Zoe Kravitz as Cat was phenomenal. She did an incredible job. I thought
she does. Like, there's so much emotion in her performance.
yes,
So much emotion.
that's what the Catwoman needs. Because I mean, again, Michelle Pfeiffer, great. I mean, had a Halle Berry, but I think Zoe Kravitz, like she made it feel, she made you feel something. And even Anne Hathaway, I thought she did a good role, but Zoe tapped
Right.
into something that I thought was even deeper in this one. Alfred and Bruce have a heart to heart. Also Batman and the Riddler speaking in the Arkham Asylum. The Batmobile,
That's just classic at that
the
point.
Batmobile
Like that
reveal.
exchange. Yeah.
Yes, the Batmobile reveal chasing the penguin. That might be my top one. That
I
that was
think that yeah,
that
that
was
would be my
so
top
good.
because I
That was so good.
remember
Oh my
like it's so
goodness.
visceral because I remember seeing the theater. Like every time I rewatch it, I just immediately like flashback to the theater.
Yeah.
I wasn't terrible because we're respectful at the theater. But when I tell you, I was screaming. Like when the Batmobile
It's
does that final jump and the Penguin thinks he's got away,
yeah.
only to see it come roaring up from like the back of the shot.
Yeah.
I lost it, man. Like I
The
lost it. It's
last time I
so
can
good. It's
remember,
so good.
yeah, the last time I can remember a movie like losing it was back in 2021 with the with I forget which Spider-Man it was, but I think it may have been Home. I think it was Away from Home. It was Away from Home, and you had like the reveal of Tobey Maguire and the other Spider-Man, and the whole like whole theater just like stood up, like it was like, oh my goodness, like this is amazing. Like that's the last time.
Right.
But yeah, this the reveal and the chasing the penguin, that was something else.
That
Also
was
The
phenomenal.
Gotham Square Garden fight, the Riddler's introduction, citizens of Gotham
Mhm.
City following Batman. Yeah, but I to me overall, I think we talked about it. The Batmobile. I feel like that was just such a
Right.
dope scene, such a dope scene overall. But before I move on, what did you think about Colin Farrell's Penguin? Like what did you think about? Because I thought he was really dope. Like, he was a really impactful,
Mhm.
like you know, just aggressive character, but also very nuanced. I thought he was dope. I thought he was really good.
It is. Like I quite honestly, he's better than he has any reason to be. Like that's
Yeah.
what immediately gets you in there because it's also you knowing he's the Penguin when generally like all of the mob guys are like less familiar to
Yes.
audiences.
Yes.
So he's not your audience insert, but he is your jumping on point.
Hmm.
So every bit of conflict he has with the mob, and notably it's not with Batman,
Oh my
because we
goodness.
have Batman going after the mob and Penguin very clearly being kind of in, kind of out. He's a part of it, but he's not the biggest player.
Hmm.
But he
At
ends
all.
up that way at the end of the movie, and then
That's
we
what I'm
got to
saying. He
show.
ends up.
We'll talk about that later, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he ends up being that. To our next topic, best quotes. I had our scars can destroy us even after the physical wounds have healed. From the Riddler, if you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye? Another one from Batman: Fear is a tool. When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call to warning. The Riddler: Let's play a game, just me and you. Having a clue, and then finally, from Batman, Selena, don't throw your life away. And I gotta add one from Alfred. If it this continues, it won't be long before you've got nothing left. Like Alfred he always adds like insights for Batman to actually be like, hey, like what do you want to do with your life? Like you're about to throw away things.
Right.
You're reckless. Like you got all
And
these
being so
toys.
early on,
Yes, he said you got all these toys, but you're
he
about I
needs direction.
exactly. I'll never forget like in The Dark Knight Rises where he's like Alfred's like, hey, like I'm not gonna bury you. He's like, I've seen you grow
Mm-hmm.
up. I've seen you do all these,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't forget that scene. He's like, I'm not gonna bury you. I'm like, I know where you're
And he
going,
leaves.
and he leaves him. And
That as
and
well. Like
Bruce is
that is
broke.
impactful.
Bruce is broke. He's dead broke. And they're like, hey, like you
Hmm.
got nothing. You got nothing. Like he took away everything. Like you're done. We know you're a Playboy billionaire, but it's all gone. Like to you, were there any quotes in this one that you can remember, even that I mentioned that, or particular like dialogue that stood out?
I mean, do you hit on all the good ones? I would say, like, but the writing is
It's so good.
quite good
It's so good.
throughout
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, so good.
But I mean, writing in general, from the Riddler to Batman. But I would point to like the ending,
Mm.
which is so vague. That means
It's
anything. It
very
just means we
vague.
enjoyed
It's
it
a
by the end.
very
It just
vague
means we got a
ending.
good like audience score at the end.
Yeah, it's a very
But
vague ending.
it's not well, not the like a vague ending is mediocre, not
Yeah,
necessarily.
honestly, because
But
he's just
with the
looking.
Batman, it's that
He's just driving off in his motorcycle. He's looking at Catwoman, and it's like, okay, like, all right,
no, I wouldn't call that the ending.
okay,
As far
okay,
as the story is, as far as the story, as far as the arcs, so like
got you,
that,
got you.
like that's just a mood. That's just a
Yeah,
mood that you and leave the theater with. I would say the ending, my second favorite shot of the movie. The first one being the obligatory sins of the father. Like that is a
yeah,
comic
that's a good
book
one.
like as a cover. The splash page is a cover. It could have been on this, and no one would second guess it. Like throw that shot onto a steelbook, it'd be immaculate.
Yeah, literally.
But it's all the way like at the end because the end of the movie, and he has to choose who he wants to be. He immediately sees if I am vengeance, I'm doing the opposite of what I need to do.
Hmm.
It's not just enough to punish evil; it's to do what is good. And so when he jumps into the auditorium, pitch black, and then my favorite shot is when Batman leads them through the Red Sea.
So good.
And it's literal.
So
Like
good.
literally the red flare going across the water, like the only light across this literal Red Sea is coming from Batman.
Hmm.
And that's where it cuts and goes into it's been 7.5 weeks and we're still but that's when he gets into his like it's not just enough to be a vengeance. I have to be a symbol of hope, even if he's not great at it, because we ain't got like Superman or anything
Oh
yet.
no,
We still got a little ways to go. But it's that immediate bit of character development, and I would say it's a directly addressing everything from the Riddler and everyone else that he's radicalized. If
yes.
there's a question in the movie, it's not just well, it's through Batman. It's through Batman. It's through the Riddler. It's through Gotham as a character, as it tends to be.
Hmm.
It's that writing that takes you from it isn't just Batman's own character motivations,
Hmm.
but what pushes him to become what Gotham needs him to be.
Yeah, man.
And
Like,
even today, like with the Trump administration, far right politics, radicalization, I would say the Batman takes that head on to say if these are the questions of our time, we have all of these grounding bits,
mhm.
like everything that all these analogs, like we can immediately go like, oh yeah, like that's Gotham, like that's seedy, that's gross, like that's what I see on the news.
That's exactly my
Like if the
that's
movie
exactly my
begins
point.
with a question and ends with an answer.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
not an easy one, but it's the writing that takes you from point A to point B. And my second favorite shot, just Moses parting the Red Sea. Like knows what he's doing. He has a goal. He has a
Yeah,
journey, and he's committing to it.
for sure. Did you ever see Dune Part Two? Did you watch Dune?
I did. I did.
It almost makes me think of that scene where like, um, Paul, he's like, yo, he's confident. He's confident.
Mm.
He's like, I'm him. Like, did it? And I was like, oh, like this is the movie has changed. Like he's like everybody's like, oh, he's no
It's an
longer like.
immediate tone shift.
It's like, oh, this
Yes.
guy realizes who he is, and it's like we're done. Like he's the guy. It's like he's like
Right.
I'm anybody wants to challenge me. Like that scene where I was like, I told my sister when I watched, I was like, yo, this movie's changed. This movie is completely changed. Like he
Oh yeah.
gets it. He
Like
gets
the
it now.
goosebumps in the theater when you see
It's
it.
like he's just
Like
stood up. It's like,
if you had told me watching that movie that I'd be more moved by his speech than when he rides the worm, I would not have understood.
listeners,
Like there's just
I
there's no
always
way.
I
We'll
always
come
watch
we'll
a
come back
movie.
for Dune
Yeah,
2 sometime.
yeah, that's what I want to say. I will always watch a movie over the weekend. That's the movie. I don't. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Dune 2 is
It
phenomenal. Dune
is.
2 is
It
so.
is.
It's like 10 out of 10, 11. Like it's so good. I love that movie. But getting to our next topic, what did you like the most about the storyline? I just can't get over the take on Gotham. Just Gotham is
Hmm.
just it's a almost like a love story to God, like telling like, yo, this is how Gotham is. This is what Gotham really feels like, and it's dark. It's not pretty.
Hmm.
If you are gonna survive this, you have to be tough. You have to be like really headstrong to actually make it through this city. Like to you, like what particular element of the storyline did you kind of like the most?
The character growth, the development, but yeah, go Gotham for sure.
Yeah.
Because like that's immediately taking it's taken from the comic books, which isn't
Exactly.
just like it's a beat by beat, it's an adaptation. No, not many people actually enjoy one-to-one comic book adaptations.
Mm.
Arguably, the MCU has been more comic booky for the last few years, and people tend to dislike it for that. They think it's a little too silly, which I could have told you a few years ago. But like it's all of those grounding elements. Like it's all of like literally seeing those neon lights, like seeing the shadows.
Hmm.
Like it's treating Gotham again like it's a character as a part of the story.
Yeah,
Because
which is
when,
great.
because I can
It is a
tell you,
part of the
like,
story. Like,
it is. Because when we talk about, like, oh, well, like, Bruce is doing these things, like, for his city, like, for these people, like, well, does that actually matter? Like, is there any actual change? Or is
mm,
it just a continuous status quo? It's just Sisyphus and his boulder.
okay.
And arguably, by the end of the movie, it's not. Like, we end with Batman realizing the symbol that he needs to be for the city. We appear to see the end of the mob. Appear, because we'll get to the Penguin eventually.
Yeah.
We see significant political change. Like Gotham itself, like both as a city, as a place,
Gotham is changing like
has
aggressively. It's
changed.
changing aggressively. It's not like just a little, it's like at 180. It's like, yo, we are
Mm-hmm.
significantly changing. Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
moving the story. And that's because Matt Reeves making the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh my
We'll
gosh.
do those one day.
Yes,
Because that's
yes.
again some of my favorite like
So
blockbusters
good.
of late 2010s. Even Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes last year, I
The one,
thoroughly enjoyed.
yeah, I watched that last year with a few friends. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it a
Yep.
lot. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
unfortunately, each one of those movies, they move the story forward. The status quo keeps changing.
Yes, absolutely.
It's again seeing to a different extent, like it's not a one-to-one thing just because the
Hmm.
directors are the same, but the world in the Apes movies keeps changing. The status quo keeps changing.
Yeah.
And I would hope that we'll continue to see that with like the Batman Part 2, with the Penguin when we get around to watching it.
Yeah,
Just being able to
because I
see
wanted
how
to
these
do.
change and grow.
Yeah, I did want to do this the next time you're on, Barrett. I wanted to do like obviously a penguin review. Like I wanted to do a Dune 2 and like a penguin review. Like I want us to do like when we get some time to watch Penguin. I want Barry to be because I'm excited to watch. Like I've heard some good things about that
Yeah,
show. Like
yeah.
really good things about that show. Before we get to our last topic, I feel like this has to be asked. What to you is the worst Batman movie? And what's the best Batman movie ever? Because I have
The
my
worst
my
one.
personal worst Batman movie. It already pops into my head. Um, is Batman and Robin with George Clooney and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman.
Okay, okay.
To me that's my least favorite because I think Val Kilmer I didn't really love it, but I think him and Nicole Kidman like there was some chemistry there, but I would say
Mhm.
Batman and Robin's my least favorite. Like what is there one that you would say is your least
The
favorite?
worst one.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I have not seen the later Batman movies. I've seen the first one or two. I
Okay.
haven't seen the third and the fourth. I have seen the Dark Knight movies. We got the Batman. We could probably throw in one of the animated movies for
Oh yeah,
kicks,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We can do that. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
but we're not gonna throw him under the bus like that. If we're gonna say Batman movie, we'll just punt it and we'll say Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with
Because
that.
that is a movie I chose to watch that more than once because I believed it could be better, just like Gotham.
Yeah,
And
you believed
it
and
it did
it
not.
didn't pay off. Didn't
It
pay
did
off. It
not.
didn't pay off. It didn't pay
There
off.
was no character
There was
development
no
with that
character
movie.
development, man. But I mean, come on, like we got. If I ask the worst, what's the best one? Because to
The
me it's
best
Dark Knight.
one,
To me it's Dark Knight. To me, I would say Dark Knight is the best Batman movie ever. It might be the greatest superhero movie ever.
no,
I'm
no.
interested. I'm not gonna. Again, I'm not gonna say that far. Go ahead, Barrett. Go ahead, Barrett.
I'll throw you a curveball.
Yeah,
I'll throw
please
you a
do. Please do.
curveball
Please do. Yeah, challenge these
for
things.
different reasons. We'll throw two in because they're animated. We'll go with
Okay.
the idea that animation is a lesser medium because then I get to say two. I don't believe that. We could easily say Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah, that's a great
Like
one.
that's
Great one.
arguably that's a character study more than anything
Yeah,
else. Like
that's a great one.
if
That's a
people
great
said
one.
like, oh, like this is like a visceral, like not just visceral as in like the action, but like who
Mhm.
Batman is, like that's from Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes,
But
it's so
also
good.
in a similar way, this one is underrated. The Lego Batman movie.
That's a good pick. That's a good
It
pick.
has a
That's a good pick.
tremendous deconstruction of, I would say, like 2000s to early 2010s Batman. Like Batman as a meme more than anything else.
Hmm.
Like the pop culture idea of who Batman is. And it takes that idea and goes, all right, we know that idea of Batman is fallacious.
Yeah,
But we'll actually create a Batman who's exactly the way pop culture sees them, and we'll take him through a character journey.
that's so good.
We can
That's so
all agree that this version of Batman is unhealthy at best and toxic at worst.
good.
Let's run with that. Let's actually run with that. And we'll make it out of Legos.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
And arguably, it's a phenomenal movie. It has a lot to say about Batman as a character. Like the animation is stunning. It
I,
is arguably a reference disc.
it
I would
is.
put us like if you're watching 4K Blu-rays like I do, I would put the Batman and the Lego Batman movie together before I would put the Nolan movies together.
Are you a Nolan fan? Do you like Nolan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. I want to. I was just checking.
But that's not because I think they're bad. It's also because the Dark Knight movies look great. But if we want to get into the really stunning ones, my immediate thought is Tenet and Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, like, no, that's my thing. This is kind of like a under wraps thing, which I want to have because we want to have guests on this podcast. Me and my friend Trent Morales, we're big Nolan fans. We're going to start a Christopher Nolan podcast in April or May. It's going to be like exclusive, like reviewing, and we got to have you on for like our Tenet review, our Tenet and
Oh, for
Opera,
sure, for
because
sure.
like
Tenet,
we're gonna
I
nerd
unironically love Tenet.
we're gonna nerd out on these movie reviews, and we're gonna
Hmm
like we got to
hmm
have some guests too. So for the Tenet one. Hey, we already listeners, we already got a guest, a future guest, because I Tenet is fire. Tenet is so fire to me. I love
It's
Tenet.
so good. It's so underrated. Like I
It's yeah,
understand why certain people didn't enjoy it,
but you got to
but
give it more time. You got to get that's when you got to give more
you
time. You
do,
got to give
you
it more
do.
time.
And
Yeah.
even I've I've shown off the opening of the movie, just the opening.
It's
Just having some
so
friends
good.
over, having some family over. I'm like,
The
look,
opening is
you can decide to dislike it, but the opening itself,
on.
if nothing, if Tenet were only the opening, if all we had of Tenet was those first like 6 or 8 minutes,
I'm good.
it would
Like
still be one of my
I,
favorite
I
movies of all
I'd
time.
still revisit it as a short film on YouTube. I'd be
Like
like,
everything else is just a treat,
I would be like, if that was a short film, I would have rewatched it like once a day. Like, let me pull up the Tenet short film.
right? Right?
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. But our last topic, we always do 10 years from now. Do you still think it'll be watchable and intriguing? I think this Batman movie definitely will be. Obviously, are we getting the second one next year? Batman 2 next year, 2026?
They've been saying it'll be next year for like 5 years,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
it's only been out for like three.
Yeah, I really, but
So
yeah, I'm kind of shaking my
I
head,
have
but
the
I see this.
expectation it'll release, but I don't think we're going to get a trilogy. I
No,
don't think we are.
I don't see it.
I think Robert
That was gonna be my
Pattinson
last
is going to
question.
choose to
Yeah,
be done.
yeah, that was gonna be my last question. I don't think we're getting a trilogy. Yeah, I don't see it.
No, it's just made taken too long to make,
And he doesn't seem to be the
and
guy who's like as invested in these roles. He's really good at it, but he doesn't seem to be as invested. Like, it seems like he wants to do other things.
well, it's not. I would
Not
say it's
just
not
that.
that he's invested in the role because it's not that he's invested in Batman. Like he's not interested in getting involved in a multi-year
He doesn't
like
care about
IP.
that. He doesn't care about that.
What he's interested in is what I've been saying, playing weird little guys.
Yeah.
Like it
That's
appears to
that's
me
the right
that
way to put
Robert
it.
Pattinson is not interested in playing the best Batman he can be. It's immediately viewing this character as so broken and traumatized and clearly not all there.
No,
Man
not at
needs to
all.
go to therapy at the very least.
Please
And
do.
he plays that
Please
idea
go to
so
BetterHelp.
well.
Please.
And I would say that's very easily demonstrated just in the last couple of movies I saw with Robert
Yeah,
Pattinson.
for
Like
sure.
it's almost like a reverse typecast. Like he's choosing to be in all these different things, but like still this narrow idea
Hmm.
of playing weird little guys. Like in The Boy and the Heron, when that casting was announced, just incredible casting.
Hmm.
Just triple A all the way through. And to see Robert Pattinson was like, Robert Pattinson will play a strange creature. All right, we'll see how that. And he just eats it up. Like it's really deep, guttural voice. Like you just can imagine it. Like go ahead and like watch
Yeah.
the behind the
Let's go ahead.
scenes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
for
just
sure.
into it.
Wow.
We're having just seen Mickey 17, and he gets to play two different versions of himself at the same time.
Hmm.
And
But you
you can
did
tell
but
he's really into that.
that's what I'm saying. It's like the excitement. He's excited about that. He's like, yes, this is what I like to
He
do.
wants
Like,
to
this is
do
what I,
something new every time.
yes. He's like, I don't
Like I
want to
have
like,
no doubt he's contracted for a Batman too, but
mhm.
I don't think he's going to do a third one. I think he'll be bored of it.
You know the way in which again we get these big franchises. You know the way we see Tom Cruise once every 2 years play Mission Impossible. He loves it. He wants.
Mhm.
That's not what Robert Pattinson wants. He's like, okay, that's the
No,
same
it's
for me.
not.
That's he's like that
It's he's
doesn't.
looking for a weird
I,
little guy
that's what I'm
once
saying,
or
and
twice a year.
I relate to the creative guys who are like, that's boring. I want to try something different. Like that's
Yeah,
predictable. Like that's
yeah,
cool. Like, but I want to try something different. Like I like when guys do. Like I like when if Christopher Nolan just made the decision, hey, let me make a romance movie, I'll be like, do it. Like do something
yeah. Go.
different. Just
Even
try
yeah,
something.
like Robert Pattinson and Tenet.
Yeah,
Like
just
he
try
goes
something
hard and he
different.
has no reason to be.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
try
like
some
let's just think through it right there. Tenet to the Batman to the Boy and the Heron to Mickey 17. Like those are those are all
so
great
different.
performances, and they're all completely different.
Yes, he's
Like it is a
not.
treat
Yes,
every
he's
time he's
not
on the screen.
pigeonholed. That's I respect the actors who are not
It's
pigeonholed.
like
That's
reverse typecast.
yes, for sure. I absolutely love that. Barrett, see, this is already how I already know. This is just part one because Barrett, he's gonna be back for Penguin. He's gonna be back for Tenet. I cannot wait for us to do Tenet over the summer. It's gonna be
Mhm.
so good. Barrett, this was an absolute pleasure. Everything that you did. I know you're busy,
Absolutely.
but thanks so much for doing this, man.
Not a problem. I appreciated the invitation.
Definitely. Well, that wraps it up for tonight. I'm your host, Wellington Burns. This has been Full Scope. See you later.